So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started with my multiverses character tier list right about now. So I'm gonna go alphabetical order. Agent Smith is first. I think that Agent Smith is probably moving towards the correct amount of Adderall, and he's definitely more on the rat bastard side of things as opposed to being a squirrely bastard. So I'm gonna put him about right here, and I'll come back and move them again if circumstances were to demand it, I suppose. Arya. Now, Arya is maybe the exact opposite of Agent Smith because she is, unambiguously on the squirrely bastard side of things. And her Adderall amount is definitely not correct. I, most of my memories of fighting Arya are from the beta, right? So it used to be a lot worse than it is now. So I'm gonna say that she's very squirrely and leaning on the incorrect amount of Adderall. Banana Guard. So I think we can agree that Banana Guard is a rat bastard through and through. Um, I would say that probably towards the middle of correct and incorrect Adderall, right? Like you've seen the banana guards that definitely need more. You've seen banana guards that need less. You don't really see too many who are just right, but it's ultimately not that bad. I'm gonna say extreme rat, slightly incorrect amount of Adderall there. Um, we got Batman. Now, Batman's also a rat bastard, but I think it's fair to say that he is a rat bastard on par with Agent Smith. The only difference is that he is better medicated. I've actually been playing some Beetlejuice recently. I think he's great. I think he's really fun. His animations are a treat to watch. He's definitely squirrely. Uh, Probably leaning on the incorrect amount of Adderall, if I'm being perfectly honest with myself. But I have to ask, is he more or less squirrely than Arya is? I'm probably the difference between them is that Beetlejuice needs to go to the doctor and talk about that dosage. Black Adam, you've seen his neutral air, you've seen his neutral attack. He is a rat bastard through and through, but he is a well medicated rat bastard. Bugs Bunny, squirrely, not medicated. He has some rat-ish qualities to him. So I'm actually going to say that he's only moderately squirrely and moderately unmedicated. So Finn's gonna be down here no matter what. Honest to God, I've never seen a Finn player whose actions per minute are indicative of a well balanced mind. I think that Finn's gonna be my extremely squirrely, extremely incorrect amount of Adderall. Garnet's much more of a rat bastard, but she's not that bad all things considered. And I'm gonna say that she's probably right under Agent Smith. Actually, nah, she's a bit. Oh goodness, it's so hard to tell, because she does have all that armor that she likes to spam on stage. Her down attack is pretty annoying, so maybe she's a bit more radish than I give her credit for. Thank you, my mouth that makes the sounds that I want. I'm gonna say that she's probably up here with Black Adam. Big bastard, moderately well medicated. Then you have your best friend here, honey. You guys have your you guys have your best friend right over here. Do I need to talk about that? I don't really think so. I mean, I think it's fairly evident that they are very squirrely characters, and they're not Medicaid. Like, I don't think Gizmo's seen a doctor once in his entire life. Iron Giant, full on rat bastard. Yeah, no, full on rat bastard, moderately incorrect amount of Adderall. Jake, I don't know what to do with Jake, honestly. And I don't think that player first games know what to do with Jake either. I'd have to double check this, but I think every single patch that they've ever had, Jake has gotten a buff since the game's full release. And I don't know if he needs it, to be perfectly honest. I'm assuming somewhere contractually Jake has to be the best character in the game for them to get any funding. Ultimately, I think he's probably more on the squirrely side, and he's probably moderately unmedicated. So I'm gonna, or moderately overmedicated. I'm gonna go right about there for Jake. Jason, full on rat bastard, but he's a rat bastard who's on the right dosage. Meanwhile, you have Joker, who is a rat bastard who is on the incorrect dosage. Actions permitted are just way too high for that to be a good dosage for him. LeBron James, I'm gonna say that he's gonna be one of our middle of the pack bastards, and he's probably somewhat on the wrong dosage, just a little bit. Now Marvin's my main. I love Marvin. Season 1 of competitive, I was in the top 200 Marvin Martian players. He sucks bad, and I think that he's gonna probably join the squad over here. The squad of we all need a new doctor. Morty. Morty's on the rat bastard side, and he's moderately unmedicated, moderate bastard. Nubia, I have never fought a Nubia in competitive. I have no information on Nubia. I'm going to assume that she's completely the middle of the game right now. Here we got the Powerpuff Girls. They might be our first squirrely bastard who is in the correct amount of Adderall territory. Like, honest to God. I think that they're... is it fair to say that they're extremely squirrely? I think it is. And then probably moderately well medicated. Then we've got Rain Dog. Definitely, I don't, probably complete middle ground between Squirrely and Rat Bastard, and kind of moderately well medicated. So Rain Dog's gonna go right there. Now we got Rick, and it's interesting because you'd think Rick and Morty would be next to each other, but I really don't think that's the case. Rick is noticeably more squirrely than Morty is. And in terms of medication, no, that's not right. He's not. He doesn't have enough, I don't think. Probably right there. Samurai Jack. If I could put Samurai Jack at both extreme ends, I absolutely would. I mean, you have his jab comboing into jab, which combos into jab, which combos into side special, which knocks you off the stage. So that's pretty rat bastardy. Probably under Agent Smith in terms of correct amount of Adderall. We got Shaggy, rat bastard supreme. Yeah, I'm gonna put him right there, I think. Very rat bastard, moderately okay dosage of Adderall. Steven Universe, my good friend. You're a rat bastard, but you're doing alright. Oh boy. So, Stitch is gonna go right down over here. Is that his name? What's his name? Stripe? Stitch? Lilo? I love this game. By the way, I'm the best. I'm Multiverse's #1 fan. We got Superman. You know he's a rat bastard. You've seen him. You've seen his armor. You've seen him just spam out his neutral charge attack. He's a rat bastard, but he's moderately well adjusted. Taz. So Taz is full squirrel. We know this. This is not going to be the controversial part of where I rank Taz. I think he's squirrely and he's not medicated. As opposed to Tom and Jerry, who are fairly well medicated, but they're also fairly squirrely. I'll put him right here because there is an amount of rat bastardy that we cannot ignore. If I had ever seen somebody play Velma, again, I would have a ranking for her, but if not. And now we got Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, definitely a rat bastard. She might be a well medicated rat bastard. She might just be on an even better dose than Superman is. So yeah, I think this is going to be my official tier list of the multiverse's characters. What's really interesting to me is that there is this strong tendency of the more squirrely a character, the higher chance there is that they are also on the incorrect amount of Adderall. And I wonder if that's just in the nature of being a squirrely character, just to begin with, right? Like, you're talking high actions per minute, you're talking impossible to hit, dodge, like spam and dodge, you know? So it really makes me think, like, how likely is it really to have a character that is so thoroughly in the squirrely bastard territory that's going to be on nearing a correct amount of Adderall? And now that I'm thinking about it, Joker's a rat bastard, but he's also a pretty squirrely bastard. So I'm actually going to relocate him right about here. He's probably middle of the pack in terms of how rat bastardy and how squirrely bastardy he is. So, and it is fascinating because we do generally see this we see this trend here, right? Of like we got a big grouping up in the top left. We see a big grouping in the top, in the top bottom rightmost area, and then we got just a couple guys scattered about here and there, right? Um, yeah, it's interesting. I do think that this is game design, right? Like ultimately, this is game design. You get the squirrely bastards who need more or less medication. You get the rat bastards who are fairly well medicated, give or take. So I guess then we have to ask, like, we're not really seeing too much in between these two sections. You know what I mean? Like, this area is fairly filled out. Excluding the characters that you don't really see in play right now. So we have, two mages, and then we have Jake. Jake, who is apparently, as far as player first is concerned, failing to be the aerial bruiser that they want him to be. But right now, we're not really seeing slight rat bastards that are slightly well medicated. And seeing that we just had Raven and Marceline that were announced for the game, which, hey, excited, love those characters. I really want to see how they play out. Please, please, please give Marceline some shape shifting powers. I'd love to see it. And I wonder then if this is going to be the spot that they occupy for the gameplay, right? Like, are we going to see Marceline, who is a little bit of a rat bastard, but is fairly well medicated? Which that's kind of a cool and calculating play style that you don't really see too often, and one might not associate with Marceline in general. But I could see it. I could see them making that work. As for Raven, I saw the trailer. It's really hard to judge like how she's gonna play. She looks a little bit on the squirrely side of things, but you never know. There's still time. That Raven might really help some rat maneuvers for her. Um, as in her pet summonable Raven, not her as in like not her sense of self. I don't think her sense of self is really in here as a measurable aspect of her character in terms of gameplay. I gotta rehydrate. I got some orange sport drink. I'm gonna enjoy it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your eyes on me. I appreciate the time that you give to me. This is my official ranking of characters in multiverses.